What's up guys, King here bringing you a review on the latest One Piece chapter. Now it's been a few weeks since I last did One Piece, mostly because this arc is boring the hell out of me. I mean, after we heard we're going to the Riviera and Wano this year, you know, the hype just kind of went down. But I read today's chapter and you know what? It was funny. Yeah. Funny, not as in it was good, it was a funny chapter, and it did progress the plot in a very quick and unexpected way. So, well done Oda. Again, you know, they're getting through this arc as quickly as they can, but obviously there's going to be a lot more to it going on once we get towards the end of it. But for now, it seems that there's a lot of stuff being set up and being progressed at the same time. So yeah, today's chapter there, what actually goes on? Well, last week we left off with Sanji taking the pallet of plate of food that he'd made for pudding and deciding to take it to Luffy. He ended up attacking the guy that was trying to eat, I believe, Bobby Fixer, Bobby the Fixer, I believe he was called. He's got some sort of weird power where he ends up causing one of the members to one of his own men to sort of get to drowse up, like I don't know, it's like a drowsy, sleepy kind of effect. He ends up going after Sanji, so we can expect a Sanji versus the Fixer battle down the line, maybe next chapter even. But it's what goes on in the majority of this chapter that's very important, and that's to do with what's his name? I'm already forgetting that character's names. It's to do with Chopper, Carrot, Jabal, Nami, and Pedro, and Brook. Remember when I said that Chopper and Carrot would end up saving the day? You know, they would end up doing something that's going to help out everyone eventually, and they were going to be the unsung heroes. Well, guess what? I was pretty much right. The fact that they ended up getting into the mirror world has had huge advantages to everyone here. I mean, you got Nami and Jabal and Pedro joining them in here, and they're going through this mirror world, and they end up arriving in Big Mama's bedroom. And holy shit, like this freaking panel, like just sleeping, it's freaking brilliant. You got Brook there, like a cuddly soft toy between her hands, right? And the next panel after that, you get this panel where her eyes just open up, like she can hear them and she's looking at them through the mirror, and oh my god, the holy shit moment that just happens here, the expressions on their character faces, the look of utter horror here, when they think that they've been spotted, but no, it's all cool, because it just ends up being a buzzy little fly that wakes her up. And she ends up smashing it with her fucking hand, you know, and yeah, that's the look of horror that these guys get, because then you've got Prometheus and Zeus that are sleeping there at the same time, along with the hat, and they all of them, you know, together at the same time, they're just trying to kill this fucking fly, and it's like mayhem, like utter freaking mayhem, and the look of utter horror on their faces, at first it was fear, but now it's like holy shit on another level, man. And it's just hilarious. Like you don't expect this kind of reaction, and the way Oda just draws this and shades it up as well. It's just brilliant. Like I want to see a 10x80 frame of this. Like it's just brilliant the way it's done. So now, yeah, the plan now comes to having to save Brook's life, because they need to get him out from Big Mama's clutches. So you've got all the various characters going in there. You know, challenge 1, challenge 2. Like challenge 1 first is Chopper, right? And he's making some squeaky noises until he starts to, he coughs, I believe. He has a little achoo moment, and yeah, he ends up escaping for his life before Prometheus and Zeus can kill him. But like, yeah, it's horrible. And then challenge number 2 is Carrot, because why not, right? Surely she can sneak in there and get him. No, she screws up as well. She has to get the hell out of there. Challenge number 3. I believe it's not Pedro. I think it's Pedro goes in next. Yeah, he flops majorly, and then challenge number 4 is Nami, and yeah, she manages to get Brook, and they're trying to pull an Indiana Jones here by trying to replace Brook with a makeshift corpse. That shit goes totally wrong, because Brook, he ends up waking up. Yeah, like they're trying to wake him up when it's like the worst mistake you could do. They end up waking him up. He pisses himself and screams, and the whole building, like everyone just fucking freezes up, and you'd expect like utter hell to break loose. And in a way, hell does break loose, because they're about to be freaking killed by a sleeping Big Mom and a sleeping Prometheus, Zeus, and that stupid hat, right? And Jabal goes in there and he gets them all out, and he throws them all into the mirror world. They all jump in before it's too late, and they manage to get away. Of course, the Brook corpse, the fake Brook corpse, ends up being burnt. So I don't know what's going to happen there, man. Big Mom's probably going to wake up. She's going to see the burnt up corpse, and she's going to assume Prometheus burned Brooke alive. So hopefully that's gonna have some sort of consequence there. Otherwise, yeah, they're gonna be screwed when she wakes up and finds out that he's actually gone. So, but it's what happens at the end of this segment that's totally surprising, right? Brooke, he's just explaining all the crap that's going on, how he was trapped in the library, how they came for the poneglyphs, how Pedro's apologizing to them for sending them out to do this in the first place when it was impossible. And Brooke's head, it splits open up, right? And at first I'm thinking there's two reasons for this. One, he's badly damaged. Or two, he's about to reveal something, and I assume it's going to be what I think it is. And yeah, it ends up being the rolled poneglyphs. He managed to get the drawings of it, basically. He managed to get the markers for it, which completely surprises everyone there because they didn't think he would do it. And he pretty much reveals that he did it just seconds before Big Mom came walking in and he hit them in his skull. So it's hilarious. So pretty much objective 1 is done. They got the raw poneglyphs and now they just need to get Sanji, as Chopper puts it, and then they just need to get the hell out. So yeah, brilliant, funny segment with these characters. Brilliant way of rescuing Brooke and then revealing straight after that, no, they got the raw poneglyphs. So that's done. That's done. It's genius. It's quick. It's to the point. I know a lot of people are probably complaining that this arc feels rushed, but I think the truth is that Oda himself is tired with this arc. I mean, if I was doing this arc as well, I'd get bored of it very quickly because, like, I don't know, there's just something about this arc that isn't flowing very well. Like, the pacing is fine, don't get me wrong. I mean, it does feel rushed, but I think it's more along the lines of that this is meant to be a fast-paced arc, because after Dressrosa, I mean, shit was going slow for years, I imagine, for people reading that. I mean, when I caught up to Dressrosa and I was reading through it, all I could think was when this arc was going to end. The fact that we got this kind of arc that's just blitzing through, it's nice, because it means we're going to be getting to the end very, very quickly so that we can get to the good stuff. And that's what it seems. That's what it appears that Oda's trying to do, because he wants to get us to the Reverend and to Wano as quickly as he can. So he's just blitzing through this. It doesn't feel rushed at all. We're getting all the necessary information and character and action and developments that we need, but it's a lot to take in. I think that's the biggest problem. There's a lot going on in just these chapters alone. But that's fine, okay? I can excuse him for that because, like I said, I'm not that invested in this arc. I just want to get to those other arcs as quickly as we can. So, get our move on. So yeah, we end this chapter with Sanji arriving outside the chateau, right? There's a big horn obviously caused by Luffy as he made his escape, because he said he was going to stay in that one place for Sanji to return. And, Sanji knows that. He's going out there and he's going through all the bloody corpses, all the people that Luffy's beating the shit out, trying to find Luffy, and he eventually finds him, and he's sitting there exhausted and sleeping, and he looks like half a dried up corpse as well. So yeah, it's a very sad but very happy moment, because it means we finally getting that Sanji Luffy reunion. And yeah, next week, man, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next week. Obviously, that Fixer dude is going to be coming in and we're going to be getting some sort of fight. Hopefully it means that, we're going to get a quick catch up with Luffy and Sanji as he's eating. And hopefully that means that Luffy's going to get powered up so he can help Sanji take this asshole down. But of course, it all comes down to what's going to happen overall in this entire arc and how it's going to end, right? Bropa and all the others, they have the poneglyphs. Okay, Sanji's meeting up with Luffy, he's going to give him the food, they're going to rekindle, they're going to set their differences aside, whatever, they're going to make up. And obviously the whole big plan will now be to meet up with the others and escape. However, that's not going to happen, because we know for a fact that this wedding has to go on, okay? This wedding has been built up for ages now, so we need to have that wedding. And I think what's going to happen is that Luffy is going to find out about what happened to Reiju, right? And he's going to end up telling, he's going to probably tell Sanji that he's going to help him rescue his sister, because Reiju did save Luffy's life, and, she did end up saving Sanji's life more than once. So it is going to come down to the fact that, it's going to become properly a story about a brother trying to save his sister's life, and that's what's going to happen, I imagine. However, how's this all going to tie into the wedding? I've got a fear about Pudding, right? And I know everyone, was shocked when it was revealed that she was a bad guy, but what if there is some sort of heart there, right? Think about it. The previous chapter, Pudding pretty much said that, once Sanji lifts up the veil and he sees her third eye, he's going to get the massive shock of his life, right? And that's going to be the signal for her to take out the gun and blow his heads off. Since Sanji's already seen the third eye, he's already seen it, right? So he's not going to be surprised at all. What if he agrees to go on with the wedding? We get to that moment, he lifts up the veil, he sees the third eye but he doesn't react. Instead he just smiles and goes in for the kiss, which is going to shock Pudding like the hell out, because she wouldn't be expecting that. and that's gonna put a damper on, you know, the signal in terms of having to kill all the vice smokes, right? And what if it's revealed that, you know, she's like this, her attitude's like this because of the way her mom's raised her, obviously, and also because she's got this outlook on life where she thinks that people will hate her based on her appearance, and that Sanji is going to be the first guy ever that's actually not going to be that pissed off about it. He's actually going to be very nice and humble about it. What if that's what's going to happen? That's just a theory I'm putting in there. Because it's a weird thing to bring up. It's a weird thing to say, like, oh, he's going to look at my eye and then that's the cue for me to blow, you know, shoot him between the eyes. But what if that doesn't happen? What if it's something unexpected like that? And I'm thinking maybe that's how it's going to go down, because we still need that Luffy versus Big Mama fight. I know a lot of people are saying they're not going to happen, they're not going to duke it out, but after this, we're going to Wano, for Christ's sake, and you know, Luffy is going to be taking on Kaido, and you cannot do that shit. You cannot have Luffy fight Kaido when Kaido is pretty much the big bad emperor of all the others. I mean, really, compared to the others, he's probably the worst one. Luffy needs experience. He needs experience in terms of dealing with a Yonko, okay? And he needs that experience by fighting Big Mom first. He needs to get a feel for what it feels like to fight a Yonko. So that needs to happen. The wedding needs to happen, and Luffy versus Big Mom needs to happen in some capacity. That's my theory anyway. Tell me what you guys think down below. And as always, like and subscribe, and I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care, and bye, guys.